Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, put me in a pink tutu, put lipstick on my lips, and call me Fifi is the only way to start this video, as the emasculation of the Nigerian Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has now reached completion. Guys, I bring you this. Osinbajo should leave if he's not allowed to perform. Who is saying this? Pastor Tunde Bakare, of course, is saying this. And it is only now this headline now that Pastor Tunde Bakare has brought to the fore that has now reminded us again that there is such a person called Yemi Osinbajo, who purportedly is the vice president of the country, but then of course in the throes of so many crises that the country is going through at the moment, not a peep has been heard from this guy, because as I said, they have completely emasculated him, turned him into a female, and put him in the kitchen. You remember, of course, that Buhari said that his wife belongs to the other room, so perhaps Osinbajo is in the other room waiting for his Lord and Master. Again, the headline, Osinbajo should leave if he's not allowed to perform, a headline credited to Pastor Bakare. So now let's now see now what he has, the pastor rather, has to say. Serving overseer of the Citadel Global Community Church in Lagos, Pastor Tunde Bakare, says Professor Yemi Osinbajo should leave if not allowed to perform his role as the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Bakare, however, said he did not believe reports that Osinbajo was being handicapped in office and not allowed to perform his constitutional role, adding that he would like to hear directly from the horse's mouth. The cleric spoke on Tuesday night in an Instagram live chat with popular journalist Dele Mamudu, monitored by correspondents. He said, "I do not know if that statement is true that he is not allowed to perform, because the Constitution is very clear on what the role of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is, especially as it relates to steering the economy of the nation." Bakare was the running mate of Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired in the 2011 presidential election. The duo, which ran under the banner of the Congress for Progressive Change, lost to former President Goodluck Jonathan and Namadi Sambo of the People's Democratic Party. In 2015, Buhari ran again, this time with Osinbajo as his running mate, and won under the banner of the All Progressive Congress. Bakare said he asked Buhari for specific details of his role when he ran as his political ally then in 2011. "Before I accepted General Buhari's offer, I said what would be my role, because I am not prepared to be a spare tire, and he said to me that my role will be as prescribed by the Constitution and as many other things as you can be given to do. I want to hear it one day from the Vice President that is not allowed to perform. I don't like rumors and I don't like gossip. If he's not allowed to perform, I would wonder what he's still doing there, because he's not allowed to perform. If he's content in his office and is given responsibilities and is discharging those responsibilities to the best of his ability, I do not believe the story that is not allowed to perform. There is constitutional role for the Vice President. It is spelled out in black and white. If he's not allowed to do that, then what is he doing there? Because if I am enrolled as a teacher and I am not allowed to teach in that school, I will look for another school," he said. The correspondents had reported that Buhari said he decided not to hand over power to Osinbajo when he traveled to the United Kingdom on a private visit from April 25 to May 5, 2019, because it was not constitutionally required for him to do so. In the past, Buhari had been known to hand over power to his deputy anytime he was traveling out of the country for unofficial engagement. For instance, when President Buhari traveled to London on a working leave on August the 3rd, 2018 and returned on the 18th, spending a total of 16 days, he handed over to Osinbajo. It was while Osinbajo was acting during the same period that he sacked the Director General of the Department of State Services, LADYB0Y, a move that was said to have been vehemently opposed by those close to Buhari. Incidentally, since Daura's sacking, the president has not transferred power to Osinbajo again. So Fulanization, of course, is where we always land on in a lot of these narratives, and Fulanization is where we land on this one now yet again, because of course, and everybody knew that when Osinbajo sacked LADYB0Y, that he was going to pay a heavy price, because not only is LADYB0Y an associate of Malam Buhari, he is also a relative of Malam Buhari, and he is also in that post with the specific instruction to look after the Buhari and Fulani interest. So when this guy then sacked him, Yemi Osinbajo, that is, the now LADYB0Y in Aso Rock, when Yemi Osinbajo sacked him and replaced him then with somebody from the Delta region, it was a sacrilegious crime for which he would never be forgiven. We all know how vindictive the Fulanis are, especially more so Malam Buhari. So this was the cardinal sin that was committed by the alleged vice president of Nigeria, and from that day forward, all of his powers were stripped and stripped and stripped. His powers over the palliative things and the social funding elements was taken off him and given to some Hausa woman. I can't recall her name immediately now, but she was given that portfolio, and a lot of his portfolios were whittled down and whittled down to a point, I think this was about 12 months ago or so, that he got that direct instruction from Madam Buhari, which was of course from Bakare at the time, that any action that it takes within his office is subject to the approval of the president. So the president, of course, then being Bakare, then of course, because to all intents and purposes and in all ways but name, he was the president when he was alive. So that was then the instruction that Osinbajo was given at that time, and we will recall how many times they've dropped his helicopter from the skies. Nothing that's ever happened to Buhari's helicopter or anybody else's helicopter, but I think we've had 3 instances now that Osinbajo's helicopter has been dropped from the skies. So now they've completely debilitated and emasculated this guy to the point of turning him into a bit of a girl boy. That is why I started off that this video rather with that put me in a pink tutu and whatnot. So they've effectively put this guy in a pink tutu, put lipsticks on him, and they are calling him Fadeke or Folake or Fifi, as I stated in my opening salvo. So come share thought about all this with me in the comment section. The pastor Tunde Bakare is trying to feign disbelief, but then of course it is the generally accepted notion within the Nigerian state that Yemi Osinbajo has completely been stripped bare and put in a dress. Come tell me what you're making of all this, but before you come into the comment section to engage, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, the emasculation of the Nigerian vice president is what we're talking about. Come share thoughts about all this with me in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say